Hi everyone, in this video lecture we are going to learn about effective email writing. Let's see the layout of effective email writing. The first one is what is email, and the second one is how to make an effective email. The third one is few common habits that you have to follow in your emails. The fourth one is structure of your email. What is email? Email is nothing but the text mail sent via the computer from one person to another person within a short period of time. How to make an effective email? To make your effective email, you have to schedule your addressing things. Another one thing is you have to make your message content properly. You have to write your subject neatly. Another one, you have to follow the alignments. So if you are following all these things, then your email will be an effective one. Few common email habits that cause problems are, that is already I said, like changing the address and changing the topics without changing the subjects, and not at all following the paragraph formats. Instead of paragraph formats, you are typing like an essay. Another thing, not at all following the spelling and not at all following the grammar. All these things and all, it will makes you an ineffective email, and it will be cause problems in your email writing. So you have to avoid all these habits while you are writing your emails. Let's see the structure of email. In the structure of email, let's see, the first one is addressing, second one is the subject, third one is the message text, fourth one is the attachments, and fifth one is the signature. Let's see the structure in a detailed way. The first one is addressing. Addressing in the sense to who, from who is sending the mail and who is receiving the mail. So that is what is called addressing. In that addressing columns, in the from, for the from line, you have to give your own address. Address means your email IDs. Okay, it's for example Google, Gmail, Yahoo's, like that. You have your in case if you doesn't have your email IDs, you have to create one new account in your email IDs, and you have to give your own email ID in the from address. In the next the two line, you have to give the recipient's email ID, to whom you are sending your emails. So you have to say, type their email IDs clearly without any mistakes in that line. The next one is the CC line. CC line, in the sense, its abbreviation is carbon copy. Carbon copy means, for example, your teacher is sending a mail to all your friends in your class. Yeah, student number 1 also can see the mail is sent to the student number 60 and student number 30 and student number 40. Like that, the student number 60 also can see the same mail has sent to who and all the teacher has sent, like this student number 15, 20, 25, like that. He can see the copies of the same email to whom the teacher has sent. So like that, this is called an carbon copy. Everyone can see the emails, the same emails to the others also. The next one is the blind carbon copy. The blind carbon copy, its the short form is BCC. That means blind carbon copy. Though this is line we are if you are giving your email IDs, so only the person's email IDs in this line, they only can see the email. Others, they can't see whether the mail is sent to them or not. For example, my teacher is sending me an mail to me, means I only can see, I only can read. My friend can't see the mail from whether the mail is sent to me or not. So like that, I can't see my friend's mail, whether the teacher has sent the mail to my friend or not. So that is called a blind carbon copy. Mostly we will use this blind carbon copy for an confidential purposes, especially in the company's personal department, or else in the defense sectors in of an country, like that. Next one is the subject. The subject is it is a short form of a message text. That means the content. Okay, for example, 10 to 15 lines, you are conveying some important details to the recipient. Also, for the 10 to 15 lines content, you have to give in a short form within a single line. So that is called a subject. So in this, you should precise your content in a very short form, and you have to give a very clear idea to the recipient. So while reading the subject itself, your the recipient will comes to know what is the email is about. So for that purpose, we are doing the subject. The next one is the ineffective subject lines. So here I has given you some ineffective subject lines. For sometimes we informally or unofficially. So in the way itself, we will start high, and sometimes we will start with questions and all. For these things, we have to do it in your informal emails. That means the unofficial emails to your friend or to your family members. You should not use these kinds of phrases or these kinds of sentences in your formal email. So if you are using that, your emails, it will be the ineffective one. The next one is the effective subject lines. So here I has given you some few examples of effective subject lines with a very clear idea. So kindly go through all these examples, and before you typing your subject lines, kindly go through it and then prepare your own subject lines, and make your emails or subject lines very clear to the recipient. Here also I has given you the few examples of subject lines, how a line it should be, subject line it should be, what and all you have to add it, and what and all you have to avoid it. In this slide, let's see the message text, how your message text it should be. Your message text it should be very clear, and you have to keep the message very clear to the recipient, and for other things and all. No, so you have to what to say, for example, you have to use proper paragraphs, and you have to follow the proper spelling and grammar and punctuations, and make the message paragraphs in paragraph form. Examples, 1 or 4 paragraphs. Instead of writing in a single paragraph, you have to make it in a 3 to 4 paragraphs. Just you have to split your content into 3 to 4 paragraphs, and you have to follow the spelling, grammar, and you have to follow the alignments, punctuations and all. So these are the points which I has given you for how your message text it should be. So you have to kindly go through this, and then while you are preparing your message text in your emails, kindly based on these points, kindly prepare your message text in your email. Now here let's see the poor email content. For example, here you can see in this poor email content, I has given you some small content in this. So you have the alignment is not in a proper order. Another one thing is it is full of essays. Another one thing is in this there is no proper paragraphs are followed, and there is no space for signature, there is no space for example punctuations, and here and there you can see some grammatical errors, and in the address column and the subject and all, it is not clear, like that. So this is the example of an poor email content. Here you can see the better email content. In this you can see the proper way of alignments and the spelling and grammar, punctuation, then space for signatures, and your name. Mostly your name, it should be in capitals with open and close brackets and all. So this is the example, so kindly go through this, and while you're preparing your emails you have to type or your emails in this way. The fourth one is the attachment. So in your email, along with your email, you can attach a video or else a text message or else a PDF files or too many things and all you can attach, but it should be related to the content, and try to avoid animated or things like that. So try to avoid all those things, and sometimes you can attach the files from your computer like that. While attaching you have to make sure it is not you have to scan the files which you are taking from the computer or else from your mobile phones or forever, or where you are taking the source, so all those things you have to follow. So that is what you have to scan, and then you have to attach it, then only it won't be any problem for these things. The fifth one is email signature. The email signature, so mostly before those days and all, we have for example in a letter we will sign and then we will send it, but nowadays and all email signature, so nowadays we are following the digital signatures. We will scan our signatures and then we will paste it in the email. So your signature, it should be very clear, and it should be looks like same in the signature which you are already following, like that you have to follow your signatures. Another thing, before sending your emails you have to check the grammar and spelling properly, the content, and whether you have the address bar and the subject line is made it as right, correct, or wrong. In case there are any mistakes in punctuations or try to correct it. Another one thing, the kindly go through the text which you have typed, and in case if you can add any points you have to add it, or else if you like to remove or delete some points you can delete it, and make the text in a very clear way to the recipient and send it. So these things you have to follow before sending your emails. The next one is reply. So for example you received a mail, how we have to reply, so within maximum 1 day you have to reply the emails that you received, your emails from others, so you have to reply within 24 hours, or else you have to reply within 3 to 4 hours, as earlier as possible you have to reply, or else if you delays then it won't be it may be becomes the miscommunication, or else sometimes the lack of communication between both of you. So that is what you have to immediately you have to respond to the mails properly. Another one thing, you have to while you are replying you have to reply very short and sweetly, very clearly, very deep, in a detailed way. So that like that you have to reply in your emails. Now I hope all of you have understood the effective email writing, that means how to make your emails very effectively. So you have to discuss with your friends regarding the how to make our emails effectively like that, and in case if you have any questions, kindly you can ask me, and kindly give your valuable comments. So and it will be very helpful for you people. So before sending your email, if you need any clarifications, kindly go through this video and correct everything and send your mail and make your mail very effectively. Thank you for watching.